Is he a misogynist?
Oh, I mean, that's pretty obvious.
A racist?
That's pretty obvious, too. In his own words, we don't even have to look very far to see examples of that. Donald Trump attacks Black women particularly with such terrible, terrible words and expressions and vile energy. He has a particular disdain for African-American women, leaders, public figures, and it's seen in the pattern of how he approaches them. You know, he's showing his true colors of who he is.
The reality, though, is this, that the media have all tried to get him. A lot of his own staff have now tried to get him, and they still haven't got Trump.
Yeah, but Donald Trump is his worst enemy. Sometimes you just have to give the person room to self-destruct, and it is so obvious that he is self-destructing. He will be the reason that he is not elected. He is responsible for his own downfall.
And you might have a little something to do with it.
You'll have to wait and see.
You were unceremoniously let go at the White House in the Situation Room. Can you tell me about that meeting?
Yeah, that was something. First of all, it was unprecedented to have a meeting. It was basically a personnel meeting that should have taken place in the Chief of Staff's office. You may not know this, but the Chief of Staff has a very plush, large office in the West Wing, right down the hall from the Oval Office. He has a huge desk. He has a huge conference room. Certainly, this is a meeting that should have taken place in his office. But instead, he decided to take me into a room that was soundproof, bulletproof, guarded by guards, under 24-hour surveillance, and supposed to be one of the most secure rooms in the world.
Well, you were obviously a threat to national security.
Apparently, because he took me into the Situation Room to have one of the most bizarre exchanges I had ever had in my life. As I stated, I worked in the White House before, and I knew that that room had been utilized to devise strategy on war, on attacks, on chemical weapons, responses to chemical weapon attacks, and that sort of thing. And John Kelly was using it to discuss my leaving the administration. It just didn't make sense.
Let's not go down the road. This is a non-negotiable discussion.
I don't want to negotiate. I've never had a chance to talk to you, General Kelly. Yeah, so if this is my departure, I'd like to have at least an opportunity to understand.
We can talk another time. This has to do with some pretty serious integrity violations.
It was the beginning, though, of them attacking your credibility and then saying that you had significant integrity issues. Yes. How did you respond?
Well, here we are 2 years out, and they still haven't, they still haven't provided any information about those things. That's just kind of how they went about it. Instead of having a normal exchange, I think that they realized that my relationship with Donald Trump, how close to him I was, how much influence I had on him, that they sought to have that type of meeting in a room that probably should never be used for something like that. Let me be very clear. If Donald Trump were actually doing the things that he said he was going to do when he stood there at his inauguration giving that speech to the world, then I would support him. But because he is tearing this country apart, I am completely and totally opposed to the presidency of Donald Trump.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.